Hi, this is Daniel again, coming to you after my third day of going out in the night adventure, and it starts to be a little bit exhausting. I mean, I go to the gym at least twice a week, and yesterday was one of the days, and I started to make to have like this training schedule with my brother. I kind of teach him now how to train himself. So there were like no chance to postpone that, because like I think it's like important to keep the flow, to stay in the mood, like especially when you start working out. So I had this appointment with him, was the second day, and there were like no way around it, and I hadn't like a schedule of myself to do, so normally I would have done it today, but I had to do it then yesterday, and so it exhausted me a lot. And so going out in the evening was like really, this was hard, like just to bring myself like to go out of the door. And as you hear, my voice is like starting to get worn out. I mean, I try to speak out of my stomach as much as possible, but in loud environments and with people smoking, well, I hope it will not get worse than it is right now, but we will see. There are still 4 days to go. 4 more days with going out. We'll see. Well, so what happened yesterday? Yesterday report. So we met, me and my yesterday actually we went out as a 3 set of men. So me and like 2 other wings. So the first one we met at a little bit after 10 in the night, and went to a club he already like chose. It was like supposed to be cheap and crowded, and it turned out to be not so cheap. And we were like again like the day before, like the first 2 guys there, it was really really empty. So we chatted a little bit with the guys from the ticket counter, and then with a lady on the bar, until I think, did we go out again? Yeah. I think like actually like we like after like 20 minutes or so, we thought like, okay, fuck it, we have like this stamp, we can come back. So we went out of the club again and walked a little bit around. So nothing exciting happened. I think like I was in like a quite good mood. Like this, the first wing was like not. It's another guy that I went to the other 2 days with. So he was like not in such a good mood, but it didn't keep me from like having my good mood. So we walked around and like joked a little bit with some girls around. Just, I don't know, like when they're coming, we're just saying something funny, and then they passed. I think we asked some where they go. Well, anyway, eventually, like a couple of minutes later, we entered the club again and waited for our third wing to come. And actually, we intended to tell him that he's like that he's not supposed to come in because of the entrance fee, and there's like nothing going on, and like while still thinking that I like probably should like message him now, like he suddenly like appeared in front of us, so he paid the entrance. So now like 3 guys paid like a lot of money to go in a club that is basically empty. So we thought like, well, let's make the best out of it, and talked a little bit, and after a couple of minutes, like a group of 3 British girls came in, and to be honest, after 3 days, I start to like forget like how we approached them. They were, I don't know, we just started talking. They were like sitting on the next table, and I don't know who started it. It could be that the third wing, like the guy I went out clubbing the other days, that we did like this 30-second game, and like he just went for it. Yeah, I think it was like this, and so he opened like this reset. But anyway, they were like sitting next to us, so we were like talking to each other just a little bit. It was like 5 minutes, very very casual, very like they were like this one girl that were like open to talk to us, and the other they were like a little bit introverted and like not so much like into talking to us, but rather into talking to themselves. So so after a while we decided, well, let's just go out and like try to find something else. So, but all the other clubs that had no or like a small fee to enter, they were like either empty or like crowded with guys. Like one club we couldn't even enter because the bouncer said like there are just too many men there, so unless like you bring some woman with you, you just cannot enter. Which was like a perfect information actually, because we don't want to be part like of a huge Wiener sausage party. So, well, we walked around and and really it was like we were just in a fun mood, just like joking around with like girls passing by, and there were like even this one lady, she I don't know, like one of the guys, like he said something to her, but it was like it ended up in that she actually like more or less approached us, and then he turned his head around. So he's like, hey, like, are you approaching me now? That's like, don't you think like this is a little bit fast? So what are you gonna do next? Are you gonna ask me for my number? And like this was like really fun. So eventually, we ended up in this club where we were from the beginning, and the 3 ladies from Britain were still sitting there, like slowly, like warming up. So we thought, like, well, fuck it, they're cute, and let's go to them. And now it worked perfectly. Now they were like warm and were just receptive. And it went more or less okay until I did like this, because like one of the women, I did like this and looked like one of the women, and I thought like did someone like before told you that you kind of look like Hamide, like the or Hermide, like the Emma Watson girl that played the woman wizard in Harry Potter. And when I said that, it was like crazy. Like the other 2 girls, they almost like felt from their chairs, because they were like so crazily laughing, because they always say that to her and she always denies that. And they were like, thank you that you told that. We always say that and she's never believing us. So, and really like this was funny. And then we were like chatting for I don't know, like 20 minutes and making fun, and of course we tried to make it like sexual. And, like one thing I did was, I actually have no idea like how it came to that, but, it was like for some reason it turned to like how Emma Watson would look naked, and then the girl said, yeah, probably there are like no nude pictures or so on the internet. And I said like, well, it's like the thing men in this day and age really like to do, just like go on the internet, type the celebrity name, and then type the word nude. And that's what I did. I pulled out my tablet computer, which again really like this tablet computer starts to be like a boost guitar, because like so huge, and like it appears out of nowhere. I have like this huge device in my hand. So this is again like another laugh. And then I typed in Emma Watson plus nude. And then there were like tons and tons of like hardcore pornography photos from Emma Watson, while having like just next to me sitting a woman looking exactly like her. So this was like hilarious. Everybody were laughing, and like we like now we already knew how she looked naked. And then I looked at her, and like I were like so this is like how you look naked, and she like, no, this is not how I look. And so really like this was so on. Later on, my wing told me whenever I did not look in her direction, like from how she looked at me, this Emma Watson kind of girl, he said like this was so on. He said there were like 100% opportunity like to pull that girl home. And I'm a little bit cursed him about it, because like on the one hand, of course it's like wonderful to hear that it already works so well that I got like this kind of reaction from the woman. And on the other hand, now I'm like, fuck, why did we leave, we motherfucker stupid guys. So but we thought like we want to go like still to another club, because it was still quite empty, and the music was like not so like in our favor. Like of course you have to try to make like the best out of the party, but there are like so many clubs in this area that we thought like maybe we find something where it's just better music and then pull the girls there. So we went out, find something actually like music was good, was crowded, but not too crowded, was cozy, was perfect. So we thought like, okay, fuck, let's go back and pull them there. And when we came back, they were gone. They were just gone. This was like, damn it. These British girls, they told us that they leave today. So, I really like, at least one of them could have slept in my apartment until today. Well, anyway, just to show you that this is not a hoax, I tell you, since she looks like Emma Watson, I of course I asked her whether I can take a picture with her. So my wing took 2 pictures. Sadly, they are like a little bit blurry, but so you cannot see exactly that he looks like her, but like really like the face is like crazy similar. So this is the computer. So this is like one picture, and there's the other. So that were us like sitting in the club next to each other and like having like an awesome time. And it's the red thing she got in her hand is supposed like her wizard, like her witch stick or so. And he were like smiling and having like really like, oh boy, she was so cute. I so would like to practice. So now seriously, I started being in this pickup game for like practically for more or less a week now, and turned from a guy who hadn't had sex in 1.5 years to a guy who almost fucked Emma Watson. So what development is that? Isn't that crazy? Really, I almost cannot believe it. Today I gonna out again. Today I do not have any wing, because the one became sick. He like he wrote me he catched the cold yesterday, and the other one went to the RSD hot seat in Budapest, because he did already the hot seat in Prague, and then the one in Budapest is for free. So now I have to bring myself to go out tonight, probably alone. I mean, I still will try to find someone I can go out with, but if I won't, that's the challenge, the 7-day challenge. I'm gonna go out alone, and we will see how this turns out. One other thing was that we were again on the dance floor, and I still have no fucking clue how to approach women on the dance floor. There's like whenever I see videos about it, like one of the things they say, like you have to try to make eye contact, but the woman just not look in my direction. So, and then they say you have to be like in a good mood, like you have to be like enjoying the party and enjoying the dancing, and then the woman will come like by herself. I believe that. I mean, people who are saying that out of experience, but I had a good time. Like really, like I will just enjoying myself, and it's like not that women like started surrounding me like butterflies, or bumblebees, and like a sweet cake or so. But maybe this will happen. So we will see. Maybe the venue was like dancing dance floor wise, like not perfect. But yeah, we will see what happens in the future. But this is again like an amazing. I'm amazed from myself and so happy that I can tell you that this happened. And even both the other girls that were in, so and not only to me. I mean, I think I was the most chatty, but also my third wing. He's like also, it turns out to become more and more better and better. So there were like in the end, like all three were open. Like from the moment I told this Emma Watson thing, like everybody were laughing and everything was fine. And the third girl, like from she were like sitting there with her head in the beginning, and she had like actually like quite a grim face, like this is like not going to be a good party. But in the end, she was laughing and having a good time as everybody else. So. Well, nothing happened, but we created a situation where everybody had a good time, and we had a good time. They had a good time, and my wing, when we left, and we had the last look on the dance floor. He said, "One day, soon, we are going to be the guys who are pulling these girls home from the dance floor, and not one day soon." This is gonna happen, so I'm convinced of that. So thanks for watching that and letting me share, and maybe some more detail tomorrow or not. There's going to be a video from me, like from my fourth day, of course, but we will see. Like my brain starts to feel like scrambled eggs, so I'm gonna take it easy over the day, today, no sport, no like other like body exhausting activities. So yeah, well, stay with me.